You're listening to The Brown Couch Show, where addiction, recovery, real life, and all the bullshit in between collides. If you're somewhere between rock bottom and figuring it the fuck out, or loving someone who is, take a breath and sit with me. Let's talk about the shit nobody wants to talk about. I'm Brandon Andrew, but most people just call me B. I've pissed away time, walked through addiction, and battled demons, but was grateful enough to have come out on the other side with a story worth sharing. Now I'm sitting here on this ugly ass brown couch just trying to make sense of it all. For me, and maybe for you too. Reminding myself that even the most fucked up moments can make for one damn good story. Sit back, relax, and enjoy The Brown Couch Show.
Oh, I'm fine. I go to work. I paid a couple of my bills. I'm functioning. That's the anthem I literally told myself for years. Welcome back, you beautifully broken, trying your best motherfuckers. I'm your host, Brandon Andrew, but most people call me B. We're fitting to rip some band-aids off today. We might even scream into the goddamn void and kind of talk about the part of recovery that nobody glamorizes. This is not going to be a pretty TikTok montage or a nice melody with acoustic guitar and sunrise jogs. This is for the ones who used to think that barely being able to survive was being okay. So today on the Brown Couch, we're kind of going to talk about that one in particular lie that we told ourselves through our addiction journey. I'm functioning. No, you're not. You just feel like you're functioning. Throughout our addiction journey, we throw the word functioning around almost like it's a badge of honor. I go to work. I take care of the kids. I still show up to family events. And I'm not living on the street. Cool. You're not dead. Congrats. But that's the bare fucking minimum of life. Why do we literally live that way? We literally wake up and the only thing on our mind is how we can get our fix, how we can go back to our version of normal. But here's the real question, guys. Are you emotionally present? Are you honest with yourself? Are you creating peace or just avoiding explosions? Because for real, in my addiction journey, I was getting shit done. I had good paying jobs. I had a nice circle of friends and connections. I was making decent money for my age, and I was kind of living life to its fullest potential. You know, every night was a new adventure, a new experience that most people didn't get to have. So yeah, I was getting shit done, but I was basically doing it as a dead man walking. And I'll never forget, halfway through my addiction journey, I was doing the most functioning I've ever done in my life. I remember I had lied on a resume about an accounting job, and I somehow wound up getting the job. And I was the only 20-year-old person in this office full of people that are 40, 50 years old with life experience, and this is like their legit career. And I somehow lied and conned my way through it, just like every fucking thing else in this addiction life I was living. And I seriously would find myself going to work, and I only lived about 15 minutes away. So I would go to work, I would have a Polar Pop, literally filled with a pint or two of vodka or some alcohol, and I would just drink until lunch. I would sit there on the computer acting like I was working, and I would drink. And by the time lunch rolled around, I was pissed drunk, and I would drive home. Yeah, I would literally drive the fuck home like a dumbass, just so that I could go home and do lines of cocaine to drink more the rest of the day. And I literally did that for about 6 months. And it was playing a toll on my body, my mind, my emotional state. But I still did it, and I was still able to get up every day because I had alcohol or something in the morning to get me going. So the 6-month marker rolls around, and they're starting to notice things out of the ordinary. People that are supposed to be getting paid out of orders aren't getting paid. The checks and balances sheet aren't lining up. And they start to question me. And I didn't have the right answers. So that was the end of that journey. But the moral of the story is addiction had me, one, lying and conning into a job that I should have never been able to do. And then two, it had me functioning while I was doing it. And I continued to repeat this cycle at every job I worked at. I literally moved up to Cleveland at the tail end of my addiction. And again, I had a great job. I was laying brick, doing stonework, and making 30 plus an hour laying bricks at Sheetz gas stations that were popping all up over the United States. And what happened? Alcohol. I was literally doing so much Adderall in the morning so that I could go lay these bricks, get off, and drink as much as I possibly could to fall asleep. And I did this for another 2 to 3 years. I was able to function. I was able to go lay bricks. And that's because of drugs and alcohol and functioning on them. But eventually I got burnt the fuck out. My emotions were out of whack. And I was not good at making those critical decisions, and I didn't have any thinking skills. So one day our pay did not go through and I didn't get paid. So I literally was drunk as piss and slept in the back of the truck while the rest of the crew worked and did their thing. Well, I got fired. And yet again, I was able to, after that, find another job working at a massage parlor where I would literally ride my bike 3 miles drunk as piss to this little massage place where I worked the front desk and had to talk to people all day. And here's the thing, when you're functioning, people will dead ass look you in your face and be proud of you. They will act like, oh my God, you've been through so much. How are you managing? How are you doing this? You're so strong. I could literally never handle any of that. But the thing is, I wasn't handling shit. I was pushing it to the side. I was dodging it, burying it, and drinking it down the drain. And every day I'd wake up, I'd put a smile on my face, and I'd wave in denial. And to be honest, I used that praise as motivation to keep going. It was almost as if it was proof that I was fine. And truthfully, inside, I think I was asking for someone to be real with me, to be honest with me, to notice the cracks that I was kind of missing. And the thing that I think that nobody thinks about is you can be a top performer and still be an addict. You can win awards, make money, post selfies with your dog and family on social media, but you're still a ghost in your own life. I was blacking out 5 nights a week. I was using fake charm and manipulation to get what I wanted. I was there, but I wasn't. And my friends, that is not functioning. That is surviving on autopilot. And you know what really blows my mind? Is that everybody thinks that rock bottom is some dramatic crash. It's jail. It's an overdose, divorce. But for some of us, it's literally the quiet, the slow drip of joy leaving our lives. It's a numbness that starts to feel normal. My rock bottom looked like waking up every day with a pit in my stomach, feeling like life was happening at me and not with me, finding myself laughing at jokes that I didn't find funny, and sitting in rooms of people and still feeling completely alone. That is what functioning looked like on me. Pretty on the outside and hollow on the inside. So yeah, guys, I wasn't functioning. I thought I was, but I was avoiding, performing, and masking. And there are ways around that, guys. If you're battling with these demons right now as you're listening to this, there are things you can do. Number 1, stop lying to yourself. If you're using substances on a daily basis and you're still kind of wiggling your way through life, stop and evaluate the lie that you are telling yourself. Think it over. Think how it's going to play out 5 years from now. And number 2, one of my favorite things to do is replace the ritual. And it doesn't have to be a substance. Every time you wake up in the morning and you go to the fridge to grab a beer, change that routine. Change that ritual. When you wake up, go grab a water first thing, or Make it a thing to open your window and make your bed as soon as you hop out of bed in the morning. Something to restructure your daily ritual. And number 3, you can absolutely not go through recovering lifestyle without having people that hold you accountable. I don't care what the fuck you say, you need at least 1 or 2 solid motherfuckers that are going to be in your corner and call you on your bullshit. If you don't have that, you actually have no one, because at the current state you're at in your addiction journey, you don't even have yourself. So with that being said, find a small circle of people to have in your life. Accountability is a lifeline. And if this hit a nerve, it probably means that you're still in that place. It may not be with substance abuse, but mentally, you're functioning. Survival isn't success, and being numb is not peace. Functioning addicts are still addicts, and you have to know that you deserve more than just getting by. You deserve to feel alive. So fuck the illusion, get real, do the work, and know that it's going to be messy, but it will be worth it. If this episode touched you in any way, shape, or form, or even had you punching your steering wheel on the way to work, I'd really appreciate it if you dropped a like, comment, and subscribe. It really does go a long way at feeding me motivation to kind of keep doing this. And it also helps the YouTube algorithm to help disperse my content to the right audience. So I really do appreciate you guys, and I will see you again next week on the Brown Couch.